Hello, lovely people. These days, I just can't spend a lot of time over the stove. Firstly, it's summer, so it's hot. And secondly, I have a lot of things I want to do. PhD stuff, writing stuff, content stuff. So the less time I need to kind of spend time cutting vegetables, working on a big meal, the better. So that's where the slow cooker has really been a lifesaver, and I'm going to start posting way more videos on slow cookers because you basically just prepare the meal and the slow cooker does all of the work for you. I know that this machine has been around for ages, but I just haven't taken the initiative to make a lot of recipes using it, and I really hope you enjoy this one. This is going to be a sort of veggie bolognese that I make entirely in the slow cooker, and I know you're going to love it. So let's get to it. All of the ingredients we have here on display will compose our sauce. This recipe is similar to my other noodle recipes made in the slow cooker in that the sauce is made in the crock pot and the noodles are made separately so they don't get stodgy and claggy. Add 6 garlic cloves that have already been pre-minced, 1 yellow onion in addition to 3 cups of cherry tomatoes, all to your crock pot. They can be roughly chopped. They don't need to be pretty, but they do need to be manageable so they fit well. In addition, we're going to add 1.5 teaspoons of red chili flakes, 3 tablespoons of dried basil, in addition to fresh or frozen red bell pepper. I had previously had one in the fridge that was going bad, so I froze it. I put it in there, and 3 cups of chopped and washed button mushrooms. I also previously had a ton of food that I didn't want to waste, so I froze them as well. You want to add a large flask and a little bit more of some of that pasta sauce. It really depends on how much sauce you want made. I also love to rinse my jars with a little bit of water to ensure that all of that delicious sauce you paid for gets used. In addition to pasta sauce, we'll be adding 3 tablespoons of balsamic vinegar because it is an Italian-inspired recipe. It adds a nice, rich, vinegary, and sweet taste without having to add sugar. For our protein in our sauce, rather than using beef, we will be using 1 cup of dry chickpeas. You can also use green lentils and just toss them right in there because they'll cook with the slow cooker. Add 2 tablespoons of nutritional yeast for cheesy and umami flavor, and combine the ingredients with a spatula or a large spoon. Like I said, those chickpeas will cook with the rest of your ingredients, and as you've noticed in my previous recipes, sometimes I'm using frozen ingredients because I really hate throwing out food, so I will cook them from frozen and just leave them to cook and simmer for that long amount of time. That is one of the perks of the beautiful slow cooker / crock pot. Cook it for high for 5 to 7 hours or low from 9 to 11, stirring periodically to make sure that everything is cooking nicely, and especially ensuring that those chickpeas are cooking appropriately. If you're going to cook this thing for 9 to 11 hours, you really don't have to check on it at all, nor for the high temperatures, but in some finicky cases, you do want to ensure that your chickpeas are cooked really, really well. You don't want them to be hard at all or undercooked, especially if you're cooking them on high for a lower amount of time, so that's why I recommend checking in to make sure that your chickpeas are fully cooked before you serve this thing. When your sauce is looking really nice and ready to be used, simply release all of the liquid, the vapor that's been in your slow cooker, and use a handheld blender to roughly blend everything to create a meaty texture. I recommend not blending this in a Vitamix or a high-speed blender because bolognese is all about that sort of texture, its crumbliness with a tomato sauce that is thick and really delicious and flavorful. You can choose to blend it as thinly as you want, but this is the texture I like for mine, where there are still some large chunks, occasional mushroom bits, some veggies intact, but everything is kind of blended well together. I like to use fettuccine for this recipe because I think thicker noodles and a bolognese just are a match made in heaven. So I salted some pasta water, let it boil, and added a pound of fettuccine noodles. This sauce will make more than is needed for this 1 pound of pasta. So I recommend getting 2 to 3 pounds of pasta and cooking them one at a time whenever you want to serve yourself. This recipe for me made about 2.5 pounds worth of pasta, and you always had extra pasta sauce to just kind of toss it in there. When your noodles are cooked al dente, separate some of that pasta water, drain your pasta, and quickly rinse them under cold water. I have always done this. I technically don't even know if this step is necessary, but I like my pasta this way. So let me know in the comments what you think about this method. Toss those noodles back into that same pot you use to cook the noodles, add as much bolognese as you want with a good pinch of pasta water. You want them to cook the noodles just a little bit more. That's why we want to take the noodles out when they're al dente, and they will cook with the sauce for those remaining 3 to 5 minutes while you cook it. At this point, you can serve the bolognese. It is one of my favorite recipes to make, and it comes together beautifully in the slow cooker. Yes, you can do this on a stovetop, but if you want to save yourself time, I recommend doing it in a slow cooker, and you can make a really giant batch in a really big slow cooker to feed a really big family if you want. I like to add 2 large ladlefuls of this pasta into any of your favorite decorative plates and enjoy with a bit of fresh parsley. Hi everyone, thank you so much for watching this video to its entirety. If you want to see more recipes made in the slow cooker, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel, comment on this video, and let me know in the comments what other kinds of recipes you're interested in. I posted a few slow cooker recipes recently on here, and I really hope you've enjoyed them. I feel like the high protein red lentil soup got some traction last week, so I'm really excited about that. Also, if you're interested in my daily content that I post on vegan recipes, things that I eat in restaurants in LA or when I travel, vegan food reviews, or any other content that I post that's fitness related or PhD, make sure to follow me on Instagram where I post every single day. I hope you all have a great day, and I'll see you next week.